In this session, I would like to introduce you to the advanced search option and the journal search option in the library's new search system called Primo. And it's a great, powerful system. And as we'll see, it's pretty flexible and has a lot of options. So a couple of ways to get in. We can see here we've got on the library page the library smart search box, and there's an advanced search option. I'm going to go ahead and just click on the library catalog link here and get into our Primo homepage. So a variety of ways to search, obviously a kind of Google-like box, but we want to focus on the advanced search option because that's a very powerful way to find if we have particular books, or if you know we have a book, you can find where it is on the shelf or in a database, as it were. And you can also look up authors and so forth. So you can search everything. You can do the library catalog option, the physical network at TMCC, at UNR, at Great Basin, or WNC. And you can also search course reserves. So what we want to do is create a search in these fields here. So first of all, I'm going to look for a book by title. Now we can either say contains, or we can choose exact or starts with. I'm going to go just with contains for the fun of it. And I'm going to search for a book that I'm pretty sure I've seen before. Its title is Why the Electoral College is Bad for America. And we could force it to be, a book or a journal or whatever, but let's just go for all items. And let's go ahead and search. So we got 22 results, and what we see and what happened because we searched everything in this case is we got books, but we also got book reviews and so forth, probably about this book. So here's the thing, a review in Rhetoric and Public Affairs, a review in Presidential Studies Quarterly, which, by the way, we can see here is peer-reviewed. So that's interesting. So if we want to, we can say, well, I was actually looking just for the book. So let's go ahead and search again, just doing library catalog option. Now, wow, caught us down to one item here. So Why the Electoral College is Bad for America. Multiple versions. So we can see here two versions of what we know to be a book. And this is interesting. So what we've got here is a newer item here, a newer edition of the original book. And what we've got here is an older version, 2004, physically on the shelves, also available online. So if we click into this entry here, we can see, okay, we've got the 2004 edition on the shelf at this call number. It gives it there for you and gives it down here. But it's also on both of our ebook collections here. So let's click that big X, get out of that. Let's say we want to skip the physical collection and we just want to go with the digital. So we can see the most current edition is available only in eBook Central, which is kind of interesting. And if we click on that eBook Central, I've been timed out. That's interesting. Let's try refreshing. Wants me to log in again, but that's fine. I can do that. And then we get to the book itself. So we can read online. We can look at a particular chapter. We can search the index. So that's great stuff. This system actually helped us find different editions. If we do want the original, we say, I don't want the online book. I want to go upstairs and find it on the shelf. You just go up to the shelves at JK 529 and you go ahead and get it. or you can get the older editions on one of the ebook databases. So that's essentially how you'd find um, a book by title. So let's go ahead and click the X and get out of that. So another thing you can do, let's go ahead and clear that field. If you want to search for items by an author, you can do that as well, author creator, because some of the material in here is created by, I guess, a film editor. So again, let's try the library catalog. Let's just say, let's kind of, instead of everything, let's focus on materials that might be in the library itself. So what we can do here is search by an author, and let's go ahead and search by a rather famous historian of the Vietnam War, Stanley Carnell. So let's see specifically what books we might have that he has written. So we've got 4 items here. So we can see 2 versions again of the classic Vietnam history, which covers briefly the history of Vietnam and then, of course, the Vietnam War. He wrote a book about Southeast Asia, so that's upstairs on the shelf. Dien Bien Phu, An Epic Battle. Of course, that's before the U.S. got in. That's also on the shelf. Light at the End of the Tunnel, an anthology of Vietnam War essays. That's also on the shelf, and I assume in this case, we go in, I think he was probably, yeah, one of his items was included in here. So that's why that appears. That's, he's the writer of one of the pieces that appears in the anthology. So that's great. So all of this stuff is on the shelf. Vietnam history. What it found here again was 2 different editions, the original 1983 and an updated 1991 edition, both on the shelves, both, in this case, of course, right next to each other. So if we go ahead and click into this item, this book, a really nice feature, not necessarily about things written by Stanley Carnell, but if you say, well, I'm interested in other stuff about the Vietnam War, well, the virtual browse feature down at the bottom here is neat. So it shows you where the book we're looking at is, and then all the items that are next to it. So you can literally browse the shelf, and here's the book we just saw, that anthology. So here are all the books next to it and near it about the Vietnam War. So this virtual browse is a really neat feature. Again, not necessarily linked to the author search itself, but it helps you find similar items to whatever the author wrote about. So that's basically how to find items by authors or by titles. You can try subject, but then it kind of helps if you know the subject itself. So the next thing I want to show you is not in this advanced search box area, but it's up top, and it's the journal search. And for the first time ever, with this new system, we can search our databases for journals that they have. So we never really had this option to search before. So if you want to know if we have the Wall Street Journal, if we have any journal or magazine, and which database that would be located in, the journal search is a great place to do that. So let's go ahead and search for Wall Street Journal, and it gives you suggestions as you go. So we have 2 options, a Wall Street Journal Online and then a magazine that they also put out. Well, we want the journal online. And what we can see here is 2 items. So the journal online and the Wall Street Journal. Let's go ahead and go with the first one because we don't have it in paper. obviously. So what we've got here is that it's available in ABI Inform, our uh, major business database. It's available from 2010 forward. We go back and click on this version here. This Wall Street Journal, this link goes all the way back to 1984, as well as a link, as we can see, to the other option from 2010. So now you can search back 36 some years. So two different versions of the Wall Street Journal, just different dates. So if you say, well, okay, great, we got the Wall Street Journal. Let's click on ABI Inform. It sends us out to the ABI Inform database. And what's great is it sends us to, in this case, June 29th edition, today's edition when I'm searching. And it's got 83 articles within today's Wall Street Journal. So you've got all the content here. And even better if you say, well, I don't want to read all 83 articles. I'm curious. I saw this thing online. I thought about Boeing and an airline buying a lot of their aircraft. So you can say, well, let's go ahead and search within this publication in this database for stuff about Boeing. And now we can see all sorts of Boeing articles. Now this is relevance, but we can say, well, I want today's stuff. Let's get the most recent. And you can see here's that article about their biggest ever jet order. So Boeing and Airbus purchase. And that's in today's edition of the journal. So that's, you're not directly limited to the journal search, but that is a neat feature. And what's great in this journal search is this new system gets us deep into these databases. So let's go ahead and clear that search. And let's see, just say we want a trade journal, Air Transport World. So here it is, Air Transport World. So wow, we've got that too. That's cool. Let's click on that. And what's great here is we can see multiple collections have this trade journal, Air Transport World. But what's important to see here is these availability dates. So ABI Inform, it's great it goes back 30 years, but they stop in 2017. Business Source Elite and EBSCO has it to the present day all the way back from 1997. Business Insights Global stops in 2012. Master File Complete, another EBSCO, has the full run back from 97. But these other two in Gale stop in 2012. So beware of that. You want to get what we call the open entry that doesn't have an end date. So let's go ahead and click into Business Source Elite. And what that gets you, it says, here's their coverage, here's what they do. And then it gives you 2001 all the way back to 93. So 2021, all the issues of that so far. Let's go ahead and select 2020. So we can see this is basically more or less a monthly, kind of a monthly publication. So that gets deep into our databases, and for the first time ever, we can actually do a search for a journal and see if we have it or not. So this is, fantastic. I really love the power of this new system because it digs into the system and tells you exactly, if we have it, what database collection it's in, and what the coverage is. So a great, powerful system. If you ever need help searching these databases, please go out to the library page and click on Research Assistance. And there, you can make an appointment. You can drop in and see us, of course, if we're in the office, or you can get in touch with us off the library staff page. And you can actually contact Maggie, our history librarian. Here's my information, Sue Malik or Sherry McGee or other librarians. And we can help you navigate this fantastic system. So have a great day, and I look forward to helping you navigate this powerful new system.